happy in springtime, knowing how in spring I'm bewitched by your song. Oh no, not in springtime, summer will fall. Oh, and all I've done, all of the dreaming, scheming and screaming become one. This is the day. See it sparkle and shine. Oh, and all I live for become mine.
I don't need the sun to make me shine inside. I have your eyes, and I don't need the light for me to see what's right.
At last, there are no questions. You know there is for you to know. My heart and I have all of your mind. Let your fantasies unwind in this darkness which you know you cannot find. The darkness of the music of the night.
I studied Shakespeare my whole life. I studied Shakespeare. When I went to school for undergrad, it was all classical theater and contemporary. When I got to New York, I realized that in order to pay my bills, you could make more money doing musicals than you could doing certain plays at the time. But my idols were Anthony Hopkins and Laurence Olivier, Alec Guinness, and those guys. And so I started studying with a woman. I got a tour. I got the tour of Secret Garden. And I started studying with a great teacher named Sherry Anderson. I studied with her for about 6 months. And she has an amazing classical bass. I mean, she wanted me to go and study opera. And, Thomas Hansen, because you should listen to Thomas Hansen. So I started listening to Thomas Hansen. And really what I did was I just started listening to singers. And I went, okay, I kind of like that. And I mimic them. And that's really what happened. So I don't think about it so much. I just try to put emotion behind just applying the acting techniques that I learned to music. And look, there are times when, you're exhausted. Like, I was talking today, I did this beautiful workshop of this new piece, and we were working, 7-8 hour days because we got pushed back from the hurricane. So we're all vocally tired, and I'm listening to these amazing singers. I mean, they blew me out of the water, and I'm like, how wonderful it is to be around these amazingly trained, amazingly wonderful performers. I just try to just invest into the piece and take the song for what it is, and I think that's what it is. It's not thinking about control, it's thinking about what the meaning of the words and the meaning of the song is. It's a monologue set to music.
Is there a role on Broadway or a role that is either a play or a musical that you'd like to conquer and that you haven't had a chance to?
I always say it's the one that's yet to be written. Because I think about, people who have put their stamps on roles. Music Man will always go back to the original. You can hear it. You think of Terry Mann when you think of Javert. You think of Cole Wilkinson when you think of Jean Valjean. So for me, it's creating that new piece, creating that new character. I joke that I've done Camelot as Lancelot probably more than anybody else on the planet. And, if there's one I'd like to do just because I want to reinvent it, it's Arthur. Because I've been around the show so much, and I've seen the show so much, and I have this vision of the show to make it darker, to make it sexier, to make it edgy, because it really deals with some important ideas. And maybe it might be a flip answer, but it really is either something like that, trying to reinvent it, or something new. Digging my teeth into something new where I can actually create and find it, so that I don't have to go, oh, did he do that in the last one? Or, oh, I'm listening to the CD and, oh, he may have done that. It's like watching a movie of a play before you do it.
Sure.
I came to New York in '89, and I got my first national tour in '92. But that was, and then from there, right off that national tour, I got my first Broadway show. But I also did things like I would go away and do months of regional theater. So I really wasn't in town for a lot of the time. And then I made the decision, I think it was like 90. So I graduated college in 1988. And I made the decision like 90. I said, you know what, I have to stay here. Because if I leave, I'm not going to be available. So I started doing little off-Broadway things. I was doing, Mary Wives of Windsor, Shakespeare on the East Side. I was doing this, I was doing that. And it just happened to be, it was an open call. It was an equity open call, standing in line with about 7,000 other people. And it was for Secret Garden. And I went in and I knew the music. And I did my little sort of pseudo-Mandy imitation with my song and sang I Hear Bells. And I got the job. And that cast was Audra McDonald, me, Roger Bart, Douglas Sills, Jackie Pirro, and Ronaldson. It's an incredible cast. Our next show is going to be December 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's the 5th annual this year holiday concert. Here at Sardi's on the second floor. It starts at 9 p.m. all the nights. You're going to have an amazing time. It's a lot of fun. And I encourage you to come and sing along with us. We're going to have a blast.
Jill, tell me, how did you feel about working with James?
Okay, so James is very relaxed and didn't really have a schedule or a set list, and I thought I was going to panic about it, but it actually ended up being an awesome, very smooth and fun evening.
Great. Now, what is your next project?
I'm going to Bucks County Playhouse, where I'll be doing It's a Wonderful Life, the radio play for Christmas.
The impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star.